Hello, my name is Christopher Roach, and today we're going to be doing an experiment on making a lava lamp. And this experiment is going to teach us lots of things. One of which is going to teach us about density, it's going to teach us about mass and volume, it's also going to teach us about polarity. So I've got a couple of items here on the table here today. So if you'll look, the first item we've got to make our lava lamp is what we call vegetable oil. The second item I've got is a cup of water. And the third item I brought with me is some food coloring drops. We've got green here today. Fourth item I've got is just a container so we can mix all these things together. And last but not least, we've got some Alka-Seltzer Plus. Okay, now we're going to take our items and we're going to mix them all together to make our lava lamp. First off, we're going to start off with some water. And we're going to fill it about a quarter of the way up. Next, we're going to take some food coloring. We'll put about 8 drops in here. Good. We want to get that nice and green. And next, we're going to take some vegetable oil and we're going to put it on top. What I want you to notice is that the oil and water are not wanting to mix. And the reason that is that if you have an equal amount of oil and water, you'll find that water is a little bit heavier than the amount of oil. This is because that molecules are packed a little bit more tightly. So a cup of water actually has a little bit more mass than a cup of oil. So the water is more dense than the oil, and the water falls down to the bottom, as you can see here. The reason this also happens is they have a different polarity. So water molecules are polar because they have 2 hydrogen atoms that are positively charged. And the oxygen atom is negatively charged. And so that's why oil and water don't mix. So what we're going to do now at this point is we're going to make the water interact with Alka-Seltzer, the Alka-Seltzer that we had earlier. So I'm going to go ahead and take the lid and I'm going to put it on. So we're going to put the cap on. And what we're going to do now is we're going to take that Alka-Seltzer and we're just going to place it inside of our and I want you to notice what's happening is that the bubbles are created through the carbon dioxide in the Alka-Seltzer is interacting with the water. And it's binding to it and raising it to the top. And as soon as the carbon dioxide pops at the top, that water again becomes more dense and then falls back to the bottom. You can kind of see those bubbles returning back. There's a good example right there, coming back down. So as you can see, the carbon dioxide in the Alka-Seltzer is reacting with the water, and it's binding to it and making the water less dense. So it's rising above the oil. At this point, with the Alka-Seltzer, the carbon dioxide combined with it, it makes it less dense than the oil. And what happens is when that carbon dioxide is used up and pops at the top, the water becomes more dense, and therefore it falls back down to the bottom.